We're at it again, guys. We're at it again. Now you all know how well some of you, specifically in California, we have this great called gas tax or AKA sales tax. You know, whenever you have to accept to the actual 40 cents or 46 cents or so of taxes, you know, you have to a sales tax that you have to pay before you put in the pump. Well, Biden wants to make that nationwide. Now, I don't know about you guys, but it's quite ludicrous because you pay an extra amount just for more pump at the gas, and I don't know where he's thinking like this is a good idea at all. Because even if put it this way, if you tax the companies for doing this, specifically for high prices of gas or whatever, say for instance for companies to lower gas prices or whatever, to have higher gas taxes or whatever. It is going to all they're going to do is raise it, and if it's for the people, it just means people are paying more at the pump anyways. I'm not quite sure what he's doing here. So let's get directly into the articles, ladies and gentlemen, and see what this maniac is specifically doing. By the way, I will try to find there is a video here that shows exactly what he wants to do to you all. Alright, so Biden says decision on gas tax holiday may come this week. President Joe Biden said Monday that he would decide by the end of the week whether to order a holiday on a federal gasoline tax, possibly saving U.S. consumers as much as 18.4 cents a gallon. Yes, I'm considering it, Biden told reporters after taking a walk along the beach near his vacation home in Delaware. I hope to have a decision based on the data I'm looking for by the end of the week. The administration is increasingly looking for ways to spare the public from higher gas prices at the pump, which began to climb last year and surged after Russia invaded Ukraine in February. No, okay, again, this is more due to the fact that they were rising already, and due to the fact that what they're not telling you here is that they're not telling you that when Biden specifically got rid of the XL pipeline, that was already increasing gases. Yes, the war in Ukraine did not help, but it didn't necessarily cause a huge surge because the huge surge was already beginning from the pipeline. It took a year to really start taking effect, and honestly, it just so happened that Russia, before it started doing that great surge, started hurting. But I digress. This is part of the reason why I have with these news outlets. They don't exactly explain the full context onto why the gas is actually surging to begin with. It goes on to say, gas prices nationwide are averaging just under $5 a gallon, according to AAA. Actually, from what I read, it has risen to $5 a gallon, and I do know in California, it is around $6 to $7 a gallon. How do I know? Oh, maybe because I've been traveling around my local area, and I have been seeing prices around $6.50 to almost $7 to actual fill up your tank. And in one places, like I think Mendocino or something like that, it's $10. So I don't know what it is not. It is not what you people think it is. It is a lot worse. Biden said members of his team were to meet this week with CEOs of the major oil companies to discuss rising prices. Biden lashed out at oil companies, saying they are making excessive profits when people are feeling the crunch of skyrocketing costs at the pump and inflation. But Biden said he would not be meeting the oil executives himself. I want an explanation for why they aren't refining more oil, Biden said. The Biden administration has already released oil from the U.S. Strategic Reserve and increased ethanol blending for the summer, in addition to sending a letter last week to oil refiners urging them to increase their refining capacity. Yet those efforts have yet to reproduce price pressures meaningfully, such as that the administration is now considering a gas tax holiday, taxes on gasoline and diesel fuel to help to pay for highways. The Paying Warren budget model released estimates Wednesday showing that consumers saved at the pump because of gas tax holidays in Connecticut, Georgia, and Maryland. The majority of the savings went to consumers instead of service stations and others in the energy sector. In an interview Sunday on ABC's This Week, Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen expressed an openness to a federal tax holiday to give motorists some relief. Energy Secretary Jennifer Granholm, in her own Sunday's interview, told CNN's State of the Union, cautioned that part of the challenge with the gas tax, of course, is that it funds the roads. Oil refiners say their ability to produce additional gas and diesel fuel is limited, meaning that prices could remain high unless demand starts to wane. The American Petroleum Institute and American Fuel and petrochemical manufacturers sent a joint letter to Biden on Wednesday, said that refiners are operating near their maximum capacity already, and nearly half the capacity taken offline was due to the facilities converting to renewable fuel production. Today's situation did not materialize overnight and will be quickly solved, the letter said. To protect and foster U.S. energy security and refining capacity, we urge you to take steps to encourage more domestic energy production, including new infrastructure and reducing regulatory burdens. Funny thing here is, Biden, is that you haven't really done really much of anything to really solve that. Now, you have taken actual actions to hamper that by removing the pipelines and removing any type of other fuel stuff and getting it out overseas rather than building it here in your own country, which we have the means to do so, which would also massively decrease the actual increase in gas. But we know you can't do that, because if you did that, that means you'd be catering to whatever whatever the right would be portraying to helping people, which would, setting up your own stuff. There's a lot of things that we can do that can make us more independent and self-reliant, but he refuses to do so. So again, it's more of Biden's fault again rather than anything else. Strolling on the beach with his daughter, granddaughter Naomi, and his granddaughter's fiance, Biden stopped frequently to chat with beachgoers who were spending the Juneteenth federal holiday at the beach. He took a moment to offer assurances about inflation. The consumer price index increased to a nearly 40-year high of 8.6% in May from the same month a year ago, and growing warnings from economists that a recession may be around the corner. Yeah, it is. I definitely think it is. We're going to get through this, guys. Biden told one group of beachgoers. Last week, the Federal Reserve stepped up its drive to tame inflation by raising its key interest rate by 3/4 of a point, its largest increase in nearly 3 decades, and signal more large rate increases to come. Former Treasury Secretary Summers told NBC's Meet the Press on Sunday that in his estimation, the dominant probability would be by the end of the next year we would be seeing a recession in the American economy. Biden said he spoke with Summers, who served as Treasury Secretary in the Clinton administration, on Monday morning. There's nothing inevitable about a recession, Biden said. There is. If you've been looking at at everything, you would be noticing that the recession is definitely heading our way. So I don't know where you're getting that from. There definitely is a recession coming our way. You people are actively lying to the people about it. Now, we have a little video here that will be showing kind of what's going on. However, very quickly, I'm going to show you exactly what we have here in terms of gas tax in California. Now, we have information here saying that gas taxes have gone up in California, and here's what happens normally when you have to specifically go at the pump at the gas tax. Now, what it technically is usually a sales tax, right? So the sales tax is normally what this is, and kind of what the gas tax kind of does. So we have this here, 2.5% or whatever, and you end up paying around, give or take, 60-80 cents at the pump. So that's usually what the sales tax really entails, because they put it under as a actual sales tax, but in a sales tax, and they'll call it like gas tax or whatever. And the tax, it says drivers will now pay about 3 cents more per gallon when the inflationary increases takes effect, with the tax rate slated to increase from 51 cents per gallon to 53.9 cents per gallon. The tax is built into the price of gas in California, which is hovered around 5.74 per gallon on the average, which means, again, it doesn't actually save you money. What it essentially does is that it makes you have to pay more at the pump, because what it is that you it taxes you on the gas that you're paying for, and then on top of that, you also pay for the gas. So that's essentially what the gas tax does. So I'm not quite sure what they're pretending, because it's not normally a good thing. I was bitching about it way back when I immediately seen the gas tax. I didn't even know that there was a gas tax coming in through California. It was my first time. I was kind of confused on what that was. And that's essentially what it is. It's not fun because you're paying a little bit more money, which is a couple cents more, on top of the gas that you're paying. So whatever that would be making you paying that $74 or whatever could easily be making you paying that $75 or $76, depending on how much you're doing. And that's just the reality that we're at. So we'll try to see this video real quick here. We have Biden kind of explaining exactly what's going on here.
A pause on the federal gas tax, Mr. President. We know that you're considering it, and Secretary Yellen spoke about it yesterday.
Yes, I'm considering it.
How soon can we expect a decision?
Well, I hope I have a decision based on data I'm looking for by the end of the week. My team is going to be sitting down with the CEOs of the major oil companies this week and try to get an explanation how they justify making $35 billion in the first quarter.
Are you planning to sit down with oil and gas CEOs, Mr.
No.
President? Why is that, sir?
Because my team's going to do that. First of all, what they've done is they cut back on the refining capacity. All this stuff you hear about and you guys have to report, but Biden limited the amount of oil. They have 9,000 leases.
Okay, listen, Biden, you did limit the amount of oil. We know this because of the fact that you get rid of the X pipeline. You did this, and then you were saying that you're going to limit more oil by removing more of the stuff. So yes, you have. Yes, they have a lot of it, but they're not able to retrieve all of it because of your policies that you've been enacting. Yes, it is you. You have done it. You increased the gas prices. You're at fault here.
And they should either use it or lose it. And that's number one. Number two, the problem is what they've done is they've cut back on refining.
Which is what you removed.
And they say because they don't want to get caught in a position where eventually they're going to move to alternative energy, renewable energy, and they don't want to get stuck. Well, guess what? There's a logical transition to be made here. And I want an explanation from them as to why they aren't refining more oil.
Hi, everyone. George.
So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I don't know what he's really getting at here, because honestly, at the end of the day, it's really just him causing a lot of these issues to begin with. And a federal gas tax is really not going to help. It's going to hurt more people because you're going to be paying more at the gas, at the pump. I'm not quite sure what he's doing here. Now, I could be ignorant and I could be horribly wrong, and that's not what it's going to be. But from what I have seen from the California gas tax in general, it's normally not really a benefit. Now, it doesn't go to the actual people at all when you have the tax. It goes, when you do the tax, it goes to something like what they said, like the roads or whatever, and it doesn't really save anybody really any money. So it seems like he's just trying to ruin more people's lives by not knowing what to do. So, alright guys, that's it for the video. Like, subscribe, share, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.